Okay. Where are we at? So I think I got the intro to work, right? I think I did. Gave it a shot, but whatever. So I'm jump into this really quick here. Segregation is the last misconception. I wanted to get to it last just because it can be a tough subject to kind of touch on, and I've touched on it already a few times. What we're talking about, the reason why segregation first got into a misconception in the Jedi Circle was because of things like gray Jedi and shadow Jedi, and that devolved into red Jedi, the Spectrum Council, which was purple Jedi, silver Jedi. Forest Jedi ended up coming out, not with Spectrum Council, but with other. Zen Jedi, Forest Jedi, Water Jedi, all sorts of fun things. But right, my favorite thing is saying either you're a Jedi or you're not. It's one or the other. Either you live by the path or you don't. Fail, student, night, we already have a bunch of different ways to classify kind of where you might fall on the path. But either you are a Jedi, that's what you're seeking to do, or you're not, and that's not what you call yourself, or something of that nature. But the subject's kind of evolved more than that over the years, which we will get into. But I kind of wanted to start off and touch on segregation in general. I'm going to use a quote from Alan Page. He's a football Hall of Fame player, but more than that, he's now a former Supreme Court Justice of Minnesota. And he had this quote, said, "These artificial characteristics that we label everyone with really do nothing but make us weaker both individually and collectively." And that applies to the world as much as it applies to the Jedi. The labels that we're trying to put on each other are silly. Okay, look, if you're a Jedi, you want to be a Jedi, you can do that. I don't care about your skin color. I don't care about your religion, your gender, your sexual preferences, any of that, what country you come from, it doesn't matter. It has no bearing on you as a Jedi, and this is seen in the fiction. This is not something we've made up. This is something that fits very well into our path. Look at the Jedi in Star Wars, and you will see that they don't care about race, color, culture, religion, any of it. What they care about is whether or not you have the potential to be a Jedi, and that you, when you are set upon that path, that you adhere to it, that you follow it. Same thing, anybody here can be a Jedi. You can be a Jedi. Nothing stops anyone from being a Jedi but themselves. And that can be for plenty of reasons. Maybe you just don't want to call yourself a Jedi. Fine. Boom. Not a Jedi. Easy. Done deal. Taken care of. Just like that. But it's important that no external and these glass walls that we put up to divide ourselves that actually have no bearing on a person and the quality of a person. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. It doesn't matter if you have brown hair or blonde hair. It just doesn't matter if you're tall or short. Okay? There are no segregating lines. There are no glass walls within the Jedi Path. Now, for some reason, humans still need them. They still create them. So we do have quite a few labels. We do have quite a few classifications. People can't just be a Jedi. They have to be a Jedi healer. They have to be a Jedi guardian. They have to be a sentinel, whatever the heck that means. Jedi Knight. Nah, that's not good enough. That's not cool enough. I gotta be something else. Whatever floats your boat. Me, I'm sticking with Jedi. That's tough enough. I find that has more than enough responsibilities, more than enough practices, and more than enough of everything. I don't need to be adding in shadows and grays and rainbows and extra duties. That's just not me. Just not what I'm looking for, I guess. Jedi Knight, man. That's what I would like to be. That's where that's my focus. That's where I'm going. I'll stick to that. The reason misconception still comes around is also because of religion, more specifically the Jedi religion. In 2001, when the Jedi religion got national, or rather international media attention, due to the census, and a lot of people, hundreds of thousands of people putting Jedi as their religion on the census. Jediism was born into a label that entered the community. It was not floating around the Jedi community before that time. In the online Jedi community. In the online Jedi community, there were no isms. The only isms you ever heard in the Jedi community were Taoism, Buddhism, like that. That's those isms, Stoicism, that's what altruism. Okay, I'm gonna knock it off. Okay, but yeah, it's we had no isms, but in 2001, people started coming in and they wanted Jedi to be their religion. And that's how they heard about it. They found the Jedi community from the media, and the media was throwing around the word Jediism, and they were perpetuating that. And there was no distinction between what had already existed for years and what this new fad was. And so Jediism was the prevalent term. It was becoming grown. People came into the community, started creating sites, and they called it Jediism. As such, many of the people who existed at the time tried to separate themselves from that. They didn't want to be associated with basically what they saw was a big joke. We had been spending years trying to formulate and build the Jedi community. We had already gone through a lot of trial and error. So we didn't want to be associated with something that very much was taken as a joke. And of course, you can't escape that. We didn't know that really, but you can't escape that. And the media certainly found the Jedi community and used it for fodder to report on Jediism, even though we really had absolutely nothing to do with it. And so one of the people or one of the sites that really got hit hard was Jedi Creed. Which, if you want to learn more about Jedi Creed, we have those May the Internet Be With You videos that cover Jedi history. You can go check them out. And we talk on this subject a bit. But Relin Volcom was, a leader of Jedi Creed. And his site got, hit pretty hard in this by the media. They kind of made fun of people there and kind of made fun of the whole idea. It was just shoddy reporting. And of course, if you're not willing to look at something, anything can seem silly, So he developed the term Jedi realism. I say develop. He kind of just coined it. He's the one who really used it and kind of pushed it forward as the dividing line. And so in 2001, a new segregation, a new glass wall was put up. Jediism against Jedi realism. And they didn't really like each other. Like, one felt if you didn't follow Jedi as a religion, then you weren't a real Jedi. Jedi realism felt if you were part of Jediism, then you had missed 6 years of development, and you were just usurping, and you were starting back where everybody else had begun. You know, we'd already been through this for 6 years, and you're the babies coming in being like, oh yeah, we're the big kids on campus. And because of that, a lot of people got burned in Jediism. There's a lot of good Jedi who started out at Jedi sites or Jediism sites and got burned. Kind of how the lessons that we learned, but they hadn't been through that, and they hadn't been in the responsibility of running an active website, and they hadn't gone through the process. They hadn't jumped through those hoops. They didn't have the experience, and as such, they went right through the same trials and tribulations we have, and they failed more. And they failed more because you had people sitting there being like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. And then it happens. And that's tougher than when you're all kind of struggling together and kind of building up. Because when you make a mistake, then everybody's there at the bottom like, okay, well, that didn't work, everybody. Let's try to figure this out together. Instead, now you had people pointing and laughing at you, being like, told you. And now you had people who would take advantage of that, who were stuck, who were in the process of training, but they wanted to be Jedi Knights already. Oh, look, a Jediism site just popped up. Oh, well, I'm going to go there. And because they had that 3 months of already established in the community, they could go there and impress. You know, they could, and a lot of material was being stolen at the time from pre-existing sites, and not citing sources didn't exist. So there was this really big issue between the two isms, and that again created the segregation in our community. And it took years. Eventually, that started to subside, but really only in the past few years, like I would say 4 years, really have we been making steady progress to overcome these glass walls and segregation. A realization that it doesn't matter if you call Jedi your religion, that's fine. If you want to say you follow Jediism, that's fine. That takes nothing away. Likewise with Jedi realism, if you say they're the same. There's differences, sure, but the core is the actual same, right? The differences are so minute. It's just ridiculous. You know, it's like oaths, or maybe Jediism includes these kind of lessons that Jedi realism doesn't, or vice versa. But they're not. The core lessons on how you live as a Jedi, how you behave in everyday life, they're the same. The core ideals of the Jedi Path are taught through both. This is why labels like Gray Jedi are ridiculous. Is because when you get down to it, the question is, do you live your life as a Jedi? If the answer is yes, and you want to live your life as a Jedi, and you want that label, you want to call yourself a Jedi, then boom, you live the Jedi way. Okay, so you are a Jedi. Who cares about what ism you want to attach that? Attach whatever ism you want to it. If it helps you classify things better, add on guardian or healer if that helps you, fine. But really, it doesn't change how you live and approach life. The core doesn't change. Peace, knowledge, serenity, harmony, the Force, patience, objectivity, reliability, humility, wisdom. These are things that are just core to our path. Physical well-being, right? Emotional well-being, intellectual well-being, spiritual well-being, and social well-being. And there's always two hidden well-beings in there, but they're tied up into all those things. Like they connect to all of them. But that's more advanced stuff. We'll get to that some other time. Or figure it out. Figure it out. Again, it's a core. It doesn't change. You can't say, I don't do physical well-being. That's not part of my Jedi path. Well, then you're not a Jedi. I do physical well-being, but it's not the same as you, Opie. I'm not going to go out running Spartan races and jumping around in the mud and working out every day. I would hurt myself. My doctor has specifically told me I cannot do these things. Fine. But there are things that you can do. You can go for walks, or bike rides, or swimming, or basketball or table tennis for an hour every day. Pick up some table tennis for an hour. Whatever, you know. Don't care. Be active. Stay active. Exercise. It's part of the Jedi Circle. All right? Stay active. You know, physical well-being is important. And that transcends physical fitness in the sense that's more than looking good. That's more than being in shape. You know, it's not about that. It's about being healthy. It's about honoring life, your life. Okay? So honor that. Be active. This goes for emotional well-being. Be engaged. Have healthy feel. It's healthy to feel, you know, it's healthy to be alive and experience life. Yeah, that's going to come with a wide range of emotions. You are going to feel a lot of stuff in your life. A lot. And it doesn't make you any more or less of a Jedi, wherever you fall on the spectrum. Feeling is good. Embrace it, you know. Equanimity, man, you know, emotional stability. Feel openly and freely. Just don't let your actions be purely emotional, you know. Understand that you still have to reason things out, even when you're upset, and even when you're sad, and even when you're happy. You know, don't make important decisions when you're angry. Don't make any big promises when you're happy. It's pretty simple, you know. But yeah, it's about being engaged in life. It's about being healthy in life. Feed your brain. Pick up a book. That's just good stuff. Doesn't even have to be a Jedi book. That was an area for self-promotion, by the way. Just want you to let you know that, and didn't use it. You're welcome. No, but pick up a book. Read a classic. I don't care what it is, man. Pick up a Star Wars book. Enjoy it. Pick up the Jedi Apprentice series. Good series. You know, it's fun. Pick up the Jedi Academy books. I mean, yeah, kid books, but so what? I mean, they're still like ridiculously thick. So yeah, I mean, like, pick it up, have fun, you know, read, engage. Luminosity, I guess, if you want, right? You know, brain games, whatever. Stay engaged. But anyways, I'm getting way off the point. Point is, Jedi has a core, okay? And if you live it, you're good. And if you don't, you might want to rethink the label that you're throwing on yourself. And if you live the core, if you live the whole thing of the Jedi path, then you don't need any other thing. You're a Jedi. Who cares about the isms? All right, let the media use the isms. All right, let the outside people use the ism. As a Jedi, as someone who's a part of the path, as someone who is a part of this thing, you know, just Jedi, man. You don't need anything else. You don't need any more isms. We don't need any more glass walls. Just be a Jedi. Either you are or you aren't. It's really just that simple. Yeah. I still haven't met. Never mind. Well, I still haven't met a gray Jedi who has not only been a gray Jedi for like 5 years or more, but that can answer anything in relation to how gray Jedi is its own path. One person came up and was like, "Oh, I've been calling myself a gray Jedi this entire time," and I was like, "Oh, cool. So then you must be well versed in all the questions. What makes what makes a gray Jedi a gray Jedi versus just the Jedi or not, right?" And of course there was the same answer that always comes up. Well, we don't follow the light or dark side of the Force. We believe in balance. Blah blah blah. Jedi follow balance too. There is no light side and dark side to the Force. That's not a prevalent theme in Jedi realism or Jediism or whatever you want to, whatever ism you want to talk about. For the Jedi path, you determine what's light and dark. For me, even for what I teach, dark side is ignorance. Dark side is the dark areas in yourself that you refuse to look at and refuse to face. Same with the world, like the dark things that are going on in the world. If you turn a blind eye and you're ignorant to them, that's darkness. You are blinding yourself. It is dark. Okay? To me, that's the dark side, is willingly giving into that ignorance. And also, you know, when you're willingly ignorant, when you're choosing not to look at something, that's and when you're blinding yourself, you know, you're dark. It's dark. Malicious actions, intent to hurt and harm others only because you can. I'll throw that on the dark side. You know, that's what I'll label that. But that's not a dark side of the force, and that's I don't believe in a dark side of nature. You know, it just is, and we are the ones that ascribe meaning to it, and we are the ones that are throwing up the glass walls and the interpretations, and you know, when something makes us feel bad, we label it as bad, as dark, as evil, whatever. But that's incorrect. Anger is not of the dark side. Allowing yourself to be blinded, right? Blinded by anger, sure, you could probably throw that in there. But that's just a challenge everybody faces with emotions. When you feel really strong emotions, you're going to want to act on them. And your thought process is going to be askewed if you're not used to it, if you're not ready for it, if you're not prepared, if you don't have practices and kind of breaks in place to handle that flood of emotion, then yeah, you know, you're probably going to make some decisions you're not going to be happy with later on. That happens. But again, that does not warrant any sort of, I mean, that's just being a Jedi, man. You have to go through it, and you have to deal with it, and you have to dig into it. It's all part of the path, you know. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. That definitely applies to the self. That is something that is very core within our path. Again, dealing with this does not, there's just no way to constitute a new label. There is no green Jedi. I know Corellia Jedi, green Jedi from the fiction, which is technically Legends now, which is kind of sad. Maybe they'll bring it back. Who knows? Anyways, point being that that you have these kind of labels, but they don't. They're glass walls. They don't mean anything. Either you're a Jedi or you're not. It's that simple. It is that simple. On another note, I might do another video. Maybe tomorrow. I'll do a video trailer reaction, man. I mean, I'm not gonna do like where I'm watching it and you're gonna see my like reaction, because I've already seen it about 20, 30, I don't know, 1,000 times. I don't know. I've watched it a lot. I watched it a lot last night. And yeah, man, I could have done a reaction to or a video, I guess. I don't know. It wouldn't have been too good. I would have been crying on video. Oh, man, that got me. I love that video. But yeah, we could discuss it. So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just talk about that. Just have a little fun with our Star Wars fandom. Not anything philosophical or anything. Just some good old-fashioned love of Star Wars and getting pumped up and excited. And maybe I'll lead into maybe this trailer too will get us some American Jedi news coming. See when that documentary comes out, because I'm looking forward to kind of that too. I don't want to watch it. I just want it to be out, and so other people can watch. I know it's going to be good, like movie wise. It's made by professionals. They know what they're doing. They know how to tell a story. So I know it's going to be good. It's going to be entertaining, but I'm terrified to watch it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it on here. Maybe there we can have a reaction video. Yeah. Oh, my face. I don't know. We'll be making some faces for sure. Anyways, so enough. I'm wasting time now. But yeah, either you're a Jedi or you're not. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about any sort of thing. And that applies to regular life as well. You can't be a Jedi and be a bigot. Sorry. If you're gonna have those prejudices against stupid, idiotic things that you think actually make people better or worse, such as hair color, right? Because that's how silly it really is to judge on outward appearance. Oh, you're wearing a pink shirt. Shame on you. You're a bad quality person or something. Ridiculous. What's the matter with? What is the matter with the world? I don't know. Oh well, that's a video for another time, perhaps. Or I'm probably gonna get in trouble for ranting about it. Anyways, point being, segregation. It's a misconception in the Jedi community. There are no glass walls. Either you're a Jedi or you're not, and you can be a Jedi of any persuasion. Yay! Yay. We are international, by the way. Jedi community is international. It's not an American thing. It's not, yeah, there are a lot of people, a lot of different people. That's one of the reasons why I really like California Jedi, because California, the state of California is pretty diverse in itself. So California Jedi really reflects that. It's pretty cool. If you're really trying to dig into the diversity. Chicago Jedi is pretty much the same way too. Because again, when you get into these areas that are diverse in nature, then and they tend to be really great places. Chicago's a fun city. Same with California is a great state. Don't have a lot of water, but still great state. LA, San Francisco, Berkeley, San Diego. There's a lot of fun stuff out here. But we are all over. We do have members from Mexico, Canada, Australia, France. I think some still have some people from the Czech Republic, but they kind of form their own community. Definitely, of course, the UK, the United Kingdom, obviously, lots of people out there. New Zealand, yeah, but there are lots of countries. We've had German, Russian. Ooh, I did have, but they're on their own website, but they did come by Jedi Living for a bit, and we're looking to translate Jedi Living. They wanted Jedi Living to be translated into Russian, but I don't know how to do that. So I just put up Google Translate, and I was like, I hope that somewhat works. It probably didn't. I don't know why I'm still rambling about this. Maybe I just don't want the video to end. One of those days, I guess. Work's been crazy. But yeah, segregation. Be a Jedi. Be a Jedi. That's really it. It's kind of actually that simple. Adhere to the path. Boom. Done. And yeah, we're done. We're done here. So I will catch you on the next video. Again, like I said, maybe tomorrow we'll do fan discussion. If you have some comments or questions or things you want to talk about the trailer, tomorrow, leave some comments below. Hit us up on our Facebook page. Hit us up on our Twitter, whatever. Shoot me a message. It's fine. And we'll, offer your thoughts about the trailer, and we'll discuss them tomorrow on video. Why not? Sure. I'm out of here.